October sets have officially been released. A company is building a fully AI LEGO brick sorting facility, and the LEGO Ideas has updated their rules. That and much, much more on this week's Breaking News.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
Back to Brick. I'm your host, Garrett, and this is the podcast where I talk with fellow AIPoles about their love and work with LEGO, and we get down to the breaking news to talk about all things LEGO has been up to for the past week. Thank you all for tuning into the podcast. If you are listening on your favorite podcast listening app, make sure you subscribe so you can keep up to date with all the latest news. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for joining us. This is our second week of the podcast on this network, and I would love for you to subscribe and like this video so more and more people are able to see and get the chance to learn about the news they may have missed this past week. I also want to send out a special thank you to our patrons over at the Back to Brick Patreon, who are huge supporters of the podcast and the Back to Brick brand. They get the podcast early, as well as getting some fun behind the scenes of the Back to Brick brand, and they don't have any ads on the podcast as well. I'm going to send out a thank you to Belfont Brick Studio, Franco Portelli, Jimmy Tucker, Ryan S., David Matthew Vander Bogart, Paul Snellen, Lee Jackson, and Pop's Block Shop. Thank you so much for being supporters. I really appreciate it. A little bit on the admin side, we're continuing to push forward with a bunch of different designs, and I've upgraded the studio, as you may see on YouTube. You can also switch over from listening on the podcast to listening over here. So I hope you enjoyed. I did get a new blazer here so that I look more professional as I am presenting the news. We will be doing set reviews at the end of the episode. Today's set review will be set 7699 Tails Adventure Boat from the Sonic the Hedgehog line. And our breakable set review, built by an AIPole, is the Forgotten Portal, a phone-animated terrain piece for your fantasy setting by Thunder_Adventure_Tours. So stay tuned for that after the breaking news. Let's get right into it with our first story. LEGO Ideas has updated their rules. We spoke about it last week, but they're updating the maximum number of elements that you can build for your entry. The feature is going to be changed from 3,000 up to 5,000 bricks, as it was previously announced last week. Then they're changing, you have to have a minimum of 200 bricks to have a submission. I don't know how people can do it for less and try to submit it, but I guess they do. A minifigure to element ratio guide was also made. You'll see it in the picture here on the side, but just kind of a base start. 200 to 400 bricks, you're going to get at least 3 minifigures, no more than that. But 4,501 to 5,000, you can get up to 14 minifigures. So that's going to be some new rules for your LEGO Ideas submissions, so it'll help you clarify as you move forward in submitting your idea. Wipeout Game Ideas build. I've never played Wipeout, but apparently it was a really popular game as it turned 30 years old now. And a builder by the Brian7723 has created the Facer FX400 Racer. And he actually submitted, and the Nick Barco, who's the co-founder, says, "Wipeout fans, can you imagine if we got enough votes to pull this off? This would be a brilliant Wipeout 30th anniversary celebration. Imagine the immortalization in a collector's edition of LEGO." Not sure who set this up, but I really hope it works. So I'd like to say to him that Brian did put this together, and LEGO Ideas is always a great place to submit the ideas that you love, including your favorite video games. And anniversaries are a really good way to get your ideas selected. And I mean, if you look at all of them, there's definitely a lot that have been chosen just based on that. So make sure that you are following the new rules and you submit your ideas, because maybe they will one day become a LEGO set. We already have sales pre the Prime Day deals at Amazon. We've got an advent calendar sale. The Star Wars advent calendar has already dropped from $45 down to $36. And if you go to your local Walmart, it's going to be doing the same thing. So you might want to head over to Amazon and get those, or wait for Prime Day deals, which is on the 8th and 9th, to get some of those deals as well. Find Your Inner Peace. This is a partnership with It's Nice That with the LEGO Group. This was already done last year with the LEGO Peace Garden installation that was in Japan, I believe, last year. This is where you could go into this botanical style setting and build some botanical sets. So that was a really nice addition to having a LEGO experience. Now this one is called Inner Peace. It's classified as a tranquil communal pop-up space where you can build your happy place. Not only can you build certain things, but there's going to be space dedicated to the LEGO Adults Welcome sets. As we know, they've become extremely popular. And this is not just for kids. So this is going to be starting on October 7th at the 37th East Coastal Street in London. So if you are in Europe or in the London area, you can go and try this out. It has two main workshops. It's got the meditative flower making stand where you can build different flower sets that they already have or kind of design your own. And then in one of the main sections with a beautiful mural, you can build these sets and place them in a flower bed to be displayed. The second one is the Happy Prints workshop by Brighton-based illustrator and printmaker Laurie Avon. And what you're going to do is you're going to imagine and build your happy place. My happy place is building Lego in my studio here or traveling to all different countries. There's no specific place, but home is a great place to think about. But if you have something else that makes you feel happy, definitely want to go and make that, because this is just a fun way to continue that tranquility, the inner peace you might find with building Lego sets. It finally happened this past Thursday. Jabba's sail barge finally came out. I keep saying sailing barge, but it's the sail barge. This is the Ultimate Collector Series Star Wars build. That's over 3,800 pieces, and it was just released with a gift with purchase as well, with Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. And if you don't get it now, the gift with purchase is likely going to be sold for $100 or more in secondhand market. And at $500, it's still pretty expensive. But I'm going to attach a link here so you can go check out my video where I did the vlog and went and saw it in person. There's a new company on the block that, get it, block, it's called Sortabrick. And they just received some funding of 1.15 million euros to create an AI-powered Lego sorting. This is a Lithuanian startup company, and what they're trying to do is launch by 2025 in Germany, where this program that they're using with an AI brain, trying to clean, sort, and repackage customers' Lego bricks into original or custom sets. The creator had a quote, "We help by cleaning and sorting customers' brick collections, then using our proprietary software to suggest new models to build. This offers kids a brand new building experience for a smaller price than buying new sets from the store." That's pretty cool. I wonder if you could do Bricklink orders as well, not just for kids, but maybe adults might want this as well. And he dives into the core technology is a computer vision algorithm that can recognize the different bricks and identify possible combinations. The sorting process will work like an automated assembly line where machines clean and grouping and sorting of bricks new and old, and of course going through the whole process of validating if those bricks will be worthwhile to use. That's a wonderful idea. I've always thought of having an AI sorting system for Bricklink stores because, well, it's not the easiest to have those kind of stores being created and sorting through all the bricks. If you could only submit your Bricklink order from someone and have it spit out all the parts that they just ordered would be fantastic for everybody. So maybe this will be a new venture into that. Pharrell Williams' movie Piece by Piece is coming out next week. There's already been some early previews as of yesterday, and they're now doing a Pharrell Lego experience in LA on Sunset Boulevard. Starting today from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., there's going to be music, games, building the Over the Moon set, which I have and will be doing a special video here on release day, October 11th, and you can get branded t-shirts and even customize them. This is a free event for anyone in the LA area. You will have to go get a ticket, though, at lego.com. I've already posted the link in this description, so you can go and do that. But hey, a free event where you get something custom. Maybe you'll get to meet the star, which would be really cool because there are quite a few of them. But I don't know if this is going to be just a one-time event, probably because LA is the center of Hollywood and these films and the music industry. So if you're in the area or you're traveling out there, definitely something fun to experience. The Hulkbuster set is finally getting a discount. Well, it's been discounted a lot, but on Amazon, you can now get it for $250. It is the lowest price it's ever been. I just purchased one myself for $220, and I will be building that to have some really cool mod that I think is a better build than that. Doctors are using Lego-style building to create a way to control genetics. They're really interested in a few different ones, but one in particular is managing obesity with boosting beneficial microorganisms to regulate the immune system as well. These microorganisms, I mean, gut health is very important, and having these either created by humans or adapted to add more would be really cool. And the group has come out saying that Apnera bonds to its target. It's triggering a structural change in the Apnea sensor, which is a folding and unwinding. The team leveraging this mechanism to create a platform that mimics natural biological interactions, detecting various molecules, and regulates gene expression as easily as assembling Lego blocks. So think about it, building on to create these new style of microorganisms and ways to control those genetics. So, well, we might be able to control obesity, which would be an insane way of actually having this gene process to control that. Lego is inspiring so many things, building and medical, in many, many different ways. Now we're going to move into the rumors corner. For a couple of them, we have Monkey Kid is getting two major sets right now. The Erlang's Celestial Mech, so a large-scale mech suit, it's 807 pieces at $80, and another one, the Mythical Creature Quilin, which is 791 pieces at $100. So they're going to be similar to the mechs that we've already seen for Monkey Kid and expanding as they continue to expand the show. Classic is actually getting 3 to 4 new ones that haven't previously been discussed. One is the Creative Edible Friends set. It's 150 pieces at $10. Now, I don't know if they're actually going to be edible, but it's definitely an interesting name for a Lego set. Creative Dinosaurs is going to be another one at 450 pieces and $35. A Fun Box, which is a classic one that we always get, is 680 pieces at $35 as well. This is going to, creative box, bin, whatever, dump it out, see what you get. Another one that we're looking at rumors is Formula One. As they've come up with their new partnership, we're looking to get a lot of new sets. Some specific ones like the Kip Saber C44 in the green styling that they have, and a bunch of others, likely to do with the sponsorships that a lot of these sets have, and some other areas of maybe some pit crews. Who knows? So likely to see a lot of those coming out in 2025. We're going to see Star Wars and Marvel getting their own logo sets, maybe with some minifigures, similar to what we've seen in the art series, but adding on to some of these classics. Are we going to get some classic ones as well? Who knows? I'd love to have a space one or a wolf pack. So many other logos would be really, really good. Lord of the Rings is getting a new set. We've already seen Barad and Rivendell, and now we're likely to get the Shire, possibly Bag End. And there was a quote leaked that a wizard is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to, which could indicate that we're getting Bag End and maybe an expansion larger with a couple of the other places in the Shire, which would be great if we had Bag End as well as the Prancing Pony. Definitely cool things to look out for. There's a new study coming out on stress relief. This is called a stress relief building blocks and coloring away stress, utilizing Lego and coloring as a stress reduction strategy among university students. And I'll list this is a new study to see if Lego can help with major stress indicators in students. It's run by Dr. Margaret Shields, William Hunnell, Dr. Melina Tucker, and Annie Price. And they have a few hypotheses already. One is creative forms of stress reduction strategies, coloring and building blocks, would positively affect emotional stress, and building blocks non-inferior forms of stress reduction strategy when compared to coloring. Their second one is to help students with stress and those with PTSD. I know we've already talked about it in Lego, and a lot of other companies talked about the stress relief from the use of Lego. And anyone, I go through that stress relief as well, because building gives you an option to do something else outside having to do work that is not enjoyable. And I think Lego is always enjoyable. So I'm interested to see what they come from the study for students, because, well, school is stressful. I remember it when I was in school, and definitely something I'm not looking forward to go back to at any time. So hopefully students will enjoy this, as well as maybe doing some coloring. Twitch streaming has been a big part of LEGO and continues to grow, so they've decided to add a new channel. This one is called the LEGO and Brick Building channel. So for people that like to stream building LEGO sets or just talk about LEGO, similar to this, I guess I could do a Twitch stream for this podcast. You can go over and actually enter them into this category, which makes it easier to find for those that want to just look at LEGO and work with people through Twitch. Since it is now October, it's time for a brick or treat. If you go to a Discovery Center or Legoland, they're going to change a lot of things for the holiday season. One is you're going to actually be able to go to the 4D cinema and see the Great Monster Chase, and they're going to do special Halloween builds that you can do with Lego Masters, as well as decorations. So you're going to see large-scale skeletons, pumpkins around. Maybe they'll have a Halloween parade. That'd be really fun. So get over to those this October to see and experience some of those. Spiderverse is getting its own LEGO book. This one calls for a vast multiverse of spidery superheroes, and there's going to be an exclusive minifigure. So you can see some of these pages already outlining some of the Spider-Men that we've already got, as well as like Spider-Gwen and our other villains part of it, since it's branched into not just Marvel, but Spider-Man has got a large following as well. So that'll be coming out in 2025. PickaBrick is getting some new updates. At Scarbook this past weekend, they released some of their new updates, what we might see. It's going to be a lot easier and faster to get your bricks. They just opened a new warehouse that the parts will be at in Poland. We talked about it probably 3 or 4 months ago, and this is where PickaBrick will go. Orders should also qualify soon for gift with purchase, not just the key ones that are the most desired or the newest ones. And then you can actually upload and keep your bricks that you want in a separate file offline. So then it's an easy ability to, once they do come into the store, you can purchase those as well. So that gives a wonderful way to continue your shopping while getting some of the pieces you want, while getting some later. The rollout hasn't been officially determined yet. We are getting some new ones already, but likely to see those later in 2025 as they go through the testing phases for it. LEGO's had this brick trade-in program for quite some time. That's where you have old bricks that you can trade in to get some gift cards. They can repurpose those and give them to other children in need, or I guess recycle. They could definitely do that. But there's now been an email out for the United States that the brick trade-in program has started. And having that, it's going to be $6 per pound. It has to be a disassembled set. Minifigures, you don't need to do that. You don't need to worry about disassembling it. But that gives you a chance to get some money towards some other sets that you might want. If there's sets that you have that you don't use and you don't want to keep all the pieces, this is a wonderful way of doing that. But I would say yard sales are great because that's where I get a lot of my bricks and it's a lot cheaper. Horizon Adventures is on the way. We talked about it coming out in November, and they've already showed some pictures of the creatures, which I really, really, really hope that we get these as LEGO sets. The Thunderjaw, which is the large mech of kind of a T-Rex. The Watcher, which is more of like a Velociraptor with a big eye. A Tall Neck, which we already have as a LEGO set. And the Shell Walker, and that's kind of like a crab style. Those are wonderful creatures, and I really, really hope we get those as LEGO built figures, as well as getting some other different characters. Fortnite is getting another island. This one is teased as a dreams island, where you're going to go into your dreams as well as your nightmares. These islands continue to expand the world of LEGO in Fortnite, and that'll be a fun one since Dreams has been very popular with their TV show and the sets as well. There's going to be a few in-store building experiences this October. One is going to be October 13th from 12 to 2 p.m., where you can build a gaming controller. This is the same controller they used at the Gamers Con not too long ago, and it's just a couple pieces. Another one is specifically for Halloween on October 27th, and it's a Halloween spider with a spider on one of the webs, and that's from 12 to 2 as well. These are specifically for the United States and Canada, so I'm not sure if they'll be in Europe, but you can look out for them in your store. Australia is getting a distribution center to help out with LEGO sets in Australia and New Zealand. This is with a partnership with Kukin and Nagel, and they have expanded to this huge warehouse where they'll be able to hold 26,000 pallets per year. And I don't know how many LEGO sets can fit on a pallet. It definitely varies based on size, but that's great for so many people in that area. And they said the facility leverages cutting-edge automation cutting-edge automation to optimize operational process while adhering to sustainability. Its automation is designed with sustainability in mind, featuring state-of-the-art carton reduction technologies to minimize packaging and waste. That's a big thing as LEGO continues to reduce its global impact. And when they work with a new partner, they're trying to do that as well, including they have a new solar array that's 100 kilowatts of power that will go into reducing the energy use of this facility. So in Australia and New Zealand, hopefully you'll get your sets earlier and without the delay, because I mean, it's pretty far away to get anything over there and definitely a different world. So hopefully this will help. Someone has created a functional Turing machine. This was created by Banana Man, and I've posted the YouTube link in the description. This machine was used in 1936 by Alan Turing to break the German code called Enigma. And it's a very intricate process where they had to use code to enter and create this whole different structure to it. And when you see this build, it is really well done. There's not many pieces, and it's only mechanical, so you do have to roll through. And what's great is it's the beginning of the computer era, so you can learn the basics of computing just by watching this video, understanding how it works. Binary code, really, really cool. Definitely should check out that video in the description. The Bricklink Designer Program Series 3 pre-orders are starting next week. On October 8th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, there's going to be 5 total sets that you're going to be able to pre-order. Now, to get the pre-orders complete and actually processed, there needs to be an order of at least 3,000, but it'll produce up to 30,000. After that, they're sold out. Now, these are the 5 that we're going to see. The Harbor Master's Office, which will be $200, similar to what they did with the Fishing Village back as an Ideas set, I think like 6 or 7 years ago. The Art of Chocolate, which is my favorite, is $230. It's very much a Christmas set of, well, making chocolate. Really cool. You can see some videos from some influencers on that. The Forest Stronghold at $300. This is the most expensive set and very much along the lines of, well, medieval. And you know how I feel about medieval. I can't stand any more medieval, but it's a good build. The Camping Adventure is a $55 set. This is a really small, nicely designed little camper trailer that has it in a fall setting. So that one's pretty fun, and it is the lowest cost one that you can get. And then Lost City at $290. This one's a bit confusing, and a lot of people have had some discussions on it because it's just kind of a ruin. There's not much to it, not really anywhere you can put it in a city or anything. So, but those will be on October 8th, so stay tuned so you don't miss out on them. LEGO has officially announced their board game as of a few months ago, this one with Monkey Palace, and it's now available. This is being produced by the creators of Catan and Ticket to Ride, the Ashmody. And this game is really a really fun game because LEGO hasn't come up with board games in a while, but the Monkey Palace is a jungle-themed strategy game for 2 to 4 players who must work together to rebuild the palace while competing to create taller staircases and score maximum banana points. It's intended for players aged 10 and up, and a single game is estimated to take about 45 minutes. Now, that's probably not including the rules that you're going to need to follow and read through, but board games are always fun, and having them in LEGO form just gives it another ability to create a 3-dimensional style, as Catan does the same thing. Ticket to Ride, also a great game if you haven't played either of those. So those are available now, and you can go and get that and have the family come together playing a wonderful game of rebuilding a palace and competing. Of course, any game is all about a little bit of competition. That's all the breaking news we have this week, folks. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast as well as the YouTube video. Make sure to like and subscribe to this so that other people can see it and enjoy and learn about the news. And if you want to come back every week, because I'm going to do this every week, you can learn about all the news that you'd like to hear from the LEGO community. Now we're going to move into our set review. Today's set is 76997 Tails Adventure Boat. It's an 8+ set at 393 pieces. And you'll get 357 insiders points, and it does have 7 reviews at 5 stars, and it's going to come at a cost of $34.99. Now, the set itself is pretty cool. It's got a boat and some boat pieces to it that are larger molds. It does come with Tails and Sonic from Sonic the Hedgehog series. There's some interesting design as well to it. It's got a ball-like structure in the front, so that's where you can put somebody to spin, and I'm guessing that's the motor that they're going to use to move the boat instead of a propeller system. And then it's got a structure in the back where it's got the rings and different plant-like structures that they can do in the game, and you have a creature to go with it. And at $35, you get 2 minifigures. Plus, for $35, you get the wonderful, like, what are those called? Like gliders, things that you pull behind the ship or a boat, and paragliding, I guess that's what it's called, with Sonic doing that. And that's really, really fun. I don't think I've ever seen that. And having that in this set is awesome because then you can also change it to regular minifigures if you want. But for $35, that's pretty cool. And there's an affiliate link in the description, so you can go and purchase that, get those points, and have a wonderful set to add to your Sonic collection since the new ones are on the way. All right, now onto our Rubrickable review. This is the Forgotten Portal, a phone animated terrain pieces for your fantasy setting, and it's by Thunder_Adventure. This is a free instruction, so you can go and download that at any point. And what's cool is it's a display that you put your phone into, and it's got like a old school archway with some brickwork to it and some vines. That's one of my favorite parts, is that it has the cracks where vines are coming through, rolling down the sides, some very broken steps, and it has an archway, and you're not going to see your phone behind it, which is really cool. And you can have the portal showing like different ways that the portal might be. So like Stargate had a really cool portal, and just anywhere to have this really cool fantasies kind of terrain style. I wonder if you can do it animated where it can show like what's behind, and then you can activate the portal. That would be really neat. And other people might be interested in using a different LCD screen, or maybe an iPod, or wow, I just said iPod. No one's probably going to have an iPod like an iPod Touch to do this. So an old phone that you don't use anymore would be really cool, or just the phone you have. That could be a fun addition to your different landscapes that you've done. And having it free at such a small piece count is a wonderful way to continue supporting a creator like this, as this is their first build. So there's a link in the description, and so you can follow them and see what other creations they might come out with soon. That's all we have this week. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast and our video here. Make sure you go and check out the links in the description. There's also links to purchase some of the Lego sets, some of the sailing barge, as well as the Tails Adventure boat, so you can support the channel. Thank you again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. And I'll leave you, as I always do, get creative, get out there, and go build something.